When you look at the night sky, are you someone who stares in wonder at the beauty of it? Or do you find yourself freaked out by its sheer vastness and what might be hidden in the dark? We are, after all, tiny specks of biological dust floating around a universe of infinite scale.
It's up there. The constellation of Boötes, big bubble of absolute oblivion.
But maybe the unknowable expanse is actually full of answers. The Iris Affair, the new show from Neil Cross, creator of Luther, doesn't shy away from these existential questions. There's sun, sea, and subterfuge. But beneath the escapist fun, there's a horror that's undeniably contemporary. Something big. Something cosmic.
Cosmic horror is a form of existential pessimism.
That's Neil Cross.
Really, it's about the meaninglessness of us as individuals and as a species in the face of the unknowable vastness of the universe.
The origins of cosmic horror really go back to the writer H.P. Lovecraft. He wrote stories about kind of infinite universes, creatures beyond our comprehension.
This is horror expert Mike Muncer.
One in an infinite universe of infinite Mike Muncers.
He knows a thing or two about this stuff.
They're often stories about scientists seeking things that they shouldn't be, seeking answers to the universe that they shouldn't be looking for, and often coming across horrific creatures, indescribable horrors. Since H.P. Lovecraft, so many filmmakers and storytellers have tried to capture that same essence. You see it pop up everywhere in American horror movies, from Alien to The Thing to TV shows like Doctor Who. Any story about a scientist messing with forces of the universe that they shouldn't be.
In The Iris Affair, that scientist is Jensen, the unmistakable Christopher Hivju, aka Tormund Giantsbane from Game of Thrones, who meddles with a monster that builds on the tradition of H.P. Lovecraft. The monster in question is Charlie Big Potatoes.
Why?
Well, he's not small potatoes.
Lovecraft's monsters were gargantuan, often tentacled symbols that reflected our anxiety over our insignificance in the vast, terrifying universe. Charlie is one of those monsters, with a software update. It's a computer, but more powerful than any that has come before, dangerously powerful. And Jensen, one of the smartest scientists in the world, spends a bit too much time with him.
Jensen, much like so many Lovecraftian heroes who stares into the abyss, faces up against something that he shouldn't, and ultimately suffers the consequences.
What he learned drives this show, including Tom Hollander's extravagant research funder, Cameron, and Niamh Algar's enigmatic codebreaker, Iris, to tussle over Jensen's discovery and whether the technological Pandora's box that is Charlie should be opened.
He calls the machine the lamentation of God.
He wrote that.
Yeah.
Then he's insane.
If he's not, and Charlie frightened him that much, then it should frighten us too.
Iris is a nihilist who's secretly got a heart. Cameron is an altruist who can't help serving his own self-interest. They're emblems of a huge philosophical question. In the shadow of existential irrelevance and unknowable monstrous threats, does anything we do actually matter? Central to this debate is Charlie Big Potatoes. H.P. Lovecraft actually called his creatures indescribable, but Charlie is tangible, present, real.
Charlie is a living thing. He is a being of unique experience, which is growing its own brain. He's a device for spreading ideas, which is transparently my metaphor for the internet itself. We thought that the internet would bring us information and wisdom, and it didn't. It brought us misinformation and ignorance. It's a profoundly dangerous thing.
This is where the cosmic horror of the show can be seen, because although you might not think of the Iris Affair in the same breath as The Call of Cthulhu or Alien, Neil Cross is using this exploration of modern technology and its potential to bring Lovecraft's gods into a terrifying modern reality.
This supercomputer is something incomprehensible, something that human beings can't conquer, can't get their heads around. And it's something that becomes godlike. It will end up having all of the answers to the universe and become far more powerful than human beings.
And eventually, like so many computers before him, he gets turned off and turned back on again. And things get weird, scary weird. Charlie's superpowered programming allows him to communicate through more than just technology, but through time and space. He lights up like a beacon, communicating with universes beyond our own.
A portal to a cosmos that existed before ours was born, from which it hears the whispers of a preceding epoch, of another civilization, as the repetition wall.
Whispering what?
The one universal message, the one desired is shared by all living things. Don't let me die.
Who that message is from, that is pure cosmic horror.
I thought I heard the voice of God, Iris. But it wasn't. It is the anti-God. The anti-God!
The Iris affair brings together the mythology of Lovecraft's creations with modern social commentary. The monsters, be they cosmic or technological, are real. In the show, there are unknowable creatures not just chatting with Charlie. They've got a plan to actually supplant humanity entirely. The beings themselves are unseen, but their galactic reach, enormous power, and terrifying ambition suddenly marks our comparable insignificance. And whilst that might not be our reality right now, who can honestly say they haven't felt a smidge of that same fear? Our algorithms might not be Charlie power yet, but how soon until they are?
These technological advances could end up becoming our gods. They could be our destroyers. In some ways, scientists who create these kind of supercomputers are like those characters that H.P. Lovecraft wrote about 100 years ago. They're messing with forbidden knowledge and seeking answers that they shouldn't be.
Depending on how meta you like your cultural readings, there is another layer to all this. One, where you, yes, you, the person watching this, are a key part of the existential horror.
In some ways, cameras are like godlike monsters. They look down on us as insignificant beings. They control the story. They control what happens to us. Neil Cross is a godlike monster. Any storyteller who tells a story, who creates characters, is a Lovecraftian, cosmic, godlike creation. What you're doing is creating beings, people, putting them through turmoil for our entertainment, essentially. This also extends to the people watching at home as well. When a character looks down a camera lens, are they actually looking upon their godlike storytellers, or are the audience the godlike cosmic creatures? People who are enjoying watching people go through something distressing or frightening purely for their own entertainment.
It's all pretty heavy stuff, isn't it? But maybe it doesn't have to be. Iris and Cameron are two characters with their own ruthless, at times selfish approach to all of this, but they're able to find meaning in the one life they have, as this one version of themselves. Out in the universe and the universes beyond, through infinite nothingness and unimaginable terrors, perhaps there's hope to be found.
Oh my God, no. Well, there is. I'm being glib. I mean, there's always hope to be found in horror. Albert Camus is dealing with the same philosophical issues that H.P. Lovecraft wrote about. But Camus' response to the same phenomenon is to celebrate what life we have, and that any meaning to be found is not in the sky, and it's not in God, and it's not in ideology. The meaning that you find is in relationship with each other. And so there's an enormous amount of optimism and humanism and humanity to be found in the face of darkness.